I like the way Eugene Peterson says it in the Message. But you are the ones chosen by God, chosen for the high calling of priestly work, chosen to be holy people, God's instruments to do his work and speak out for him, to tell others of the night and day difference he made in you. From nothing to something, from rejected to accepted, as a priest, we are to proclaim God's grace and goodness to an onlooking world. It's not just in the church that we do that through praise and worship, because that's true too. But he's saying he wants us as priests to go out and proclaim that we were once in darkness and we're now in the light. In other words, talk to people about God's goodness and grace in your life. That's what priests do. We went fishing yesterday. Salinas is a weird little town. Lots of hippies and it's just weird. It's cool weird, but it's weird. It feels like you're transported in a time machine back to 1967. And, everyone's, hey, dude, whatever, smoke some weed and have a good time. And anyway, whatever. It's just a weird place. All kinds of weird people walking all over the place, and they probably think that about us, too. And this man walks by, and he's older. He's probably 10 years older than me, and he's watching us fish. And I don't know. I wasn't fishing at the time. You poles in the ground, then I can go talk to people, right? So I end up meeting this guy and talking with him, and I'm talking to him, just no agenda, no agenda at all. I wasn't like, I'm going to lead this guy to Jesus, or none of that. I'm just being me, right? And we get to talk, and he says, I grew up in Bolinas my whole life, and I've fished this water and he's just telling me these stories, these grizzly, beard, you could just tell he'd lived a bit, I said, wow, but for some reason, I just felt like the conversation was very easy and natural, and just talking to him. And when we got done talking, I don't know why, I just put my hand, I said, God bless you. God bless you. And he said, thank you. And then he walked on down the beach. And one of Steve's close friends, Les, that was fishing with us, he was sitting behind me in his chair, and he was listening to the conversation. And I didn't even know anyone was paying attention. We're all doing our thing, And later I was talking with Les, and we were sitting there. He goes, Ted, I was listening to your conversation with that man, and I could just sense you were being God in his life right then. And I said, you know what? What's weird, Les? I felt that as I was talking to him. I sensed God was loving on him through me. I could sense it, right? I didn't like having him, like I said, no agenda. I was like, okay, I get to the sinner's prayer with him. That kind of thing. It just wasn't that. It's just, and I told him what I've been preaching on, and I said, it's just, I can tell God's really wanting me and the people that are around me to understand that that's who we are. That's who we're to be. We're to be representatives of God and his love and his truth and his grace to the onlooking world. That's what they need. That's why we're here.